कलवर रानी ब्रह्मानंद शरण में आयो ब्रह्मानंद शरण में आयो ब्रह्मानंद शरण में आयो ज्ञान धरत सुर नर मुनि मोहे जय दुर्गे माँ जय दुर्गे दुर्गति परिहरणी शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी जय दुर्गे माँ जय दुर्गे दुर्गति परिहरणी शंभो वेदारणी माता भवानी जय दुर्गे माँ जय दुर्गे दुर्गति परिहरणी शंभो विदारिणी माता भवानी जय दुर्गे माँ जय दुर्गे दुर्गति परिहरणी शंभो विदारिणी माता भवानी शंभो विदारिणी माता भवानी शंभो विदारिणी माता भवानी जय दुर्गे दुर्गति परिहरणी शंभो विदारिणी माता भवानी माँ शंभो विदारिणी माता भवानी माँ शंभो विदारिणी माता भवानी
प्रेम सोलवारी शक्ति महारानी की जय. We can do better. प्रेम सोलवारी शक्ति दुर्गे महारानी की beautiful. As we spoke one day, there's two powers, the Shakta, which is your male power, and then we have Shakti, female power. And whenever we are in any type of satsang and puja, the concentration, as I said earlier, must be there, right? The communication in puja and coming together and praying. What do they say about congregational worship? Congregational worship is a very important thing, and everyone in the Gao, everyone in the mandir, in the villages, they will continue to grow and seek the blessings of Bhagwan. We live in a very dark age known as Kali Yuga. And in Kali Yuga, we will experience so much of different things. That's why it says the Devi in this world that we pray to is Adi Shakti Bhavani in her different forms. We pray to her as Lakshmi, as Saraswati, as Ganga, as Durga, Kali, and all the different forms and manifestations that she has been created to help to save her children. And that's why when we do Durga Path or Durga Puja, Durga Path is the reading of the Chandi Path, the Durga Saptashati and so on. And we invite these 9 different forms of Devis. So many people always question me, well, how come I see most of you follow Google, like Auntie Lorna, she follow Google. Why? Google tells you what color you have to wear. Every navratri changes. I don't understand that. Any puja I go, they say, Pandit, how come you're not wearing the color for today? I say, who make that color? You? I always argue with everyone. What are the colors for Navratri? Your beady right here. These are the colors. That's Navagraha. That's not the color. This one. This is the Durga Path beady. And the first form is Shailaputri. She's red. Brahmacharni, yellow. So each night is represented by a Devi, a form of Durga. So each night you have to wear that color. You understand? I'm sure you have basic colors like red, yellow, black, green, white. They're basic colors, not them fancy colors you wear. But this is the colors. So let's not try to follow Google too much. Little bit, but not too much. Because we get what happens. We get sidetracked. We do different things and we don't know what we're doing. So that's why these colors represents the Devis, and we stick to that in this mandir and most mandirs as well. A lot of pundits, they don't understand how does not the color change every time. There's a different color. When each day is the same Devi, the first night is for Shailaputri. How does it change? Ask yourself these questions.
Why they don't wear white?
They do wear white. You have to wear white on the third night and the sixth night.
Exactly.
So, Jai Ambe Mata, Jai Durga Bhavani. So that's why we're here to learn, we're here to experience, and we're here to take away something when we go home. Navratri is all about celebrating. Each and every one of us in this mandir, in this world, in this community, we have so much of different qualities and we go through so much of different experiences. But in Navratri, in the time of congregational worship, we must be loving. We must turn together and we must pray as one family. Right? When we are fasting, and these are things every puja I've been going through this Navrat, I've been talking about this. When you fast and you pray, most of you, like me and Panditji and our families, we're vegetarians, so we do our own type of fasting, right? But for you meat eaters out there, I saw someone wrote on Facebook, I cannot do this Navratri fasting. But when you make a sacrifice, you're not making it for Durga Mata. You're not making it for Kali Mata. You're making it for yourself because you reap the benefits of what you do for yourself. Not everyone understands that. But what does fasting consist of? Before we hand off to Babaji, what does the fasting consist of? Not only what you're refraining from eating. It is how you behave. It is how you treat one another. It is how we love each other in the time of Navratri. It's all about loving the Devi and loving each other. Who represents the Devis? Who represents the Devatas? Each and every one of us. So if we cannot treat each other good, why are we praying? Good, clap, yes. Why are we praying? It doesn't make sense. So that's what's very important. We must share our love. And Navratri, Deepavali, and all our festivals is about love and finding peace in prayers, finding tranquility in our congregational worship and in chanting. And we have to start it in this mandir as well when we are singing. Everyone should partake in the singing. You don't have to have a mic to sing. No one is stopping you from clapping your hands. You feel nice, you want to dance in the appropriate way to the Devis, you can. No one is stopping you. When you sit and pray, it's all about praying together. You will find your way and you will always be elevated. So we're so happy. I didn't get to talk most of the nights because another man, they begged me. That's why you see me leave. They begged me. They're like, please help us. We don't have a pandit to do puja. We want to do puja. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to. I didn't want to leave the mandir, but we're so fortunate to have Panditji here with us as well. And I'm like, you know what? I will go and help them. But some nights they do full Durga Path. Some nights I'm home at 1 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? It's a sacrifice when you have love for God and you have love for humanity and you have love for Dharma. God will always guide you. So that's why you don't really see me. And we pray that Adi Shakti Mata guides and protects and blesses each and every one of you. Now we turn over our Panditji will do his arti and so on.
We will fix it, yes. Correct Israel. So, pray. You're going to let these children sing to these children. Prem's Volo Adi Shakti Mata Ki. Sit down, everyone. Sit down, everyone. Sit down, everyone. Let's all stand as we begin tonight with Arati. Please switch off your phones. Please put your phones on silent. Everybody, please cover your hair. Put your hands together to your chest. Sajam cha vardi sanyuktam grahina yojitam ayam deepam grihana devesham त्रैलोक्यात मिलापहम। ओ सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। सुनो मेरी देवी तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल, मैं तेरे बेच चढ़ाया, द्वापर त्रेता मध्ये, कलियुग राज समाया। ओ सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। धूप दीप नैवेद्या आरती, मोहन भोग लगाया, ओ सुनो मेरी देवी
पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया।
ज्ञान भगत में तेरी गुण गावे, ज्ञान भगत में तेरी गुण गावे। मन वांछित फल पाया, मन
वांछित फल पाया।
सुनो मेरी देवी
तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया,
तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया, तेरा पारन पाया। Om together everybody. Gajananam Bhut Kapita Jambo Palachar Bhakshritam Umasutam Sho Namami Vighaneshwara Sarvamangalamangalye Sharanye Narayani Namostute Gurur Brahma
Gurur Vishnu
Gurur Devo
Maheshwara
Gurur Sakshat Tasmai Shri
Gurave
Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Prem Swalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki jai. Tonight, I wanted to go into the Chandipat Durga Saptashati to do this portion, this night of the discourse. Durga Saptashati comes from Markandeya Purana. It is a different text from what we've been reading, but the katha is the same characters, Chanda, Munda, Nishum, Shum, Kali, etc. In this section, right where we reached last night, Mother tells the messenger of Shum, I want to meet him, but tell him in order for me to get married to him. Remember, there are two brothers that came from Patal and they want to rule, and they prayed that only a female could destroy them. So we've reached to the point where all the devatas went and prayed and begged Mother to come and help them. They even say in the prayer that you destroyed Mahisa, and if just as you destroyed him, if you come now and save us, we will be better faith. We will be saved, as you see. Now she is here and she went into the city. From her body comes a shorter form called Kaushik Devi, Kali Mata. We know how Kali Mata looks. Different forms started to come out from her, and like a band of singers. When you have, long time when you had wedding, women used to gather together and they used to knock a different hand of drum when these type of folk songs would be sung. And that group of women doing this type of seva was done because of this group. The tradition spurned from here, where they go to the city of the bad guy, but they went not with weapons in hand, but drum and majira now. And they started to sing. And they were singing about the weather, about the place, about when you win the hand of the person who loves you, how your stomach feels, different things. So the people now in the city came to listen to the poetry. And that is where we enter. Before we do it, because tonight is called the Saptami night. Tonight is the night dedicated, isolated for Kali Mata. There are certain prayers that we must recite for you to get optimum blessing. Going on what Pandit said about loving each other and living in love, many people, for those of you online and here in the Mandir, many people have relatives in Florida and those parts. There are many people afraid. The temples that I sometimes visit had to cancel their navratri. Besides the evacuation, besides can't find water, they can't find toilet paper in whichever Walmart, grocery, whatever, there's a real problem because they were already short when the last storm hit. And before the stores could replenish, next storm come. Let me just say a short prayer. This is part of the Bandi Mocha that is chanted tonight. Put your hand together. Part of our prayer is, Mother, bless those people. If you have family, call their names. But also, bless me, bless my family. If there's anybody sickly, pray for them as we chant this prayer. Sada Bhavani Dehini Sanmukh Rahe Ganesh Panchadevta Raksha Kare Brahma Vishnu Mahesh Jai Adi Bhavani Sudha Kalyani Asura Sangharini Namaji जय आदि कुमारी सिंहा सावरी जय बजे श्री रमा जी शिवरानी विदाता त्रिभुवन दाता सिद्ध करहु सब काम जी महिमा बंदी अगम आपार मुक्ते भरनी ना जय जी गर पढ़े जय मो पर बंदी निश्चय हुए सहाय जी श्री आदि शक्ति माता की जय. Tonight, when the messenger listening to the words that she wants in order, just to recap what she said, in order for me, very nice and smiling now, Chandika is not in a warring way. There is no hands holding all the weapon. She is singing and clapping. And the message came that Shum, the big brother of the two, the king, he says he saw you, he's heard about you, and he wants to marry. And she says, no problem. And the Mahisa discourse earlier in the year, she did not listen to it, she wanted to fight him. In this time now, she plays the game. She says, yes, I've heard how great he is, how much things he's done, how much things he's accomplished. He won the heavens, he won Patal, he won the earth. Great. But I have one problem. When I was younger and I was playing with friends, I made a promise that the person who I choose to get married to have to fight me with their true strength and win me in a battle. So the person who has to fight me has to beat me. And then I can marry the person because of their strength, because their wit, because of their stamina, etc. in the art of war. Then that person is worthy of marrying me. Prior to this, the person is not worthy. And if your king is worthy, this is an easy task. I am just a woman. I am very soft and delicate. If someone as powerful as him comes in front of me, I'm sure I will lose. Go tell your king this message, and if he champions me, I'm definitely going to lose. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Let's enter into chapter 6 of the Durga part, where the messenger runs quick to his boss, Shumb, to tell him what was said and what happens after. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. हे तुम लोचन शिष्याते त्वयसेन्य परिपठियातम तम्रा भल्ला ये दृष्टि केशर पर्णालभालहम जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम. The king starts to get so angry when he heard it. He felt disrespected. Who is this girl to threaten and to taunt me with a requirement in order to marry me? I am the king. He calls out to his soldier, Dharmalochan. He says, go and hold her by the root of her long hair and pull and drag her. Pull her on the ground and let her body, let all the gems in her sari scrape the floor with the strength that you will pull. Do not show her no mercy. She wants to fight. You go. You don't need me to go. Go and beat her. Make her bleed and bring her here. Now, let me just interject with this. You keep going. You're going good. Sometimes people from other religion, sometimes make a pronouncement. If you read this in isolation, somebody just said beat a woman and make her bleed. I want to make it clear. Hinduism does not advocate domestic violence in any way. In fact, we worship the lady. We praise the lady. Let's hear what happens to the man who tries to beat her. You go ahead, do your thing. Sadrishta tato devi tum chalayasi tam jagatate prashtita mula shubhanti shumba shumba ye atav jaya bole baba tab sharana
जय बोले बाबा तब शरणा
जय बोले बाबा तब शरणा
जय बोले बाबा तब शरणा
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणा
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणा.
Immediately, the worker of Shum starts to move and goes, he reaches quick in the city center and he says, dear girl, do you know the words that you are pronouncing? Do you know the heinous crime, the sedition that you are doing? If you do not change, if you do not get up now and present yourself to the king, I am going to damage you. I am going to burden your body with blows, with licks. I will make you bleed and bend and break. Do not judge me, do not look at me and think I am weak and mild. I am a ferocious animal when it comes to carrying out the words of my Lord, my King. If he tells me to drag you, I will rip the clothes off your body and I will embarrass you. I will allow everybody to see your naked frame as I drag you in the streets of this city. Be warned. Instead of getting angry, instead of crying or getting frightened, mother starts to laugh. And when she started to laugh at him, hear what she said. Hunkar, hunkar, bhasma setam, chandika, chandika, ye atat par, ata krodha mahasena, sharna tat par ambika, jaya bhole baba tab sharna.
जय बोले बाबा तब शरणा
जय बोले बाबा तब शरणा.
जय बोले बाबा तब शरणा
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणा
जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणा.
She says, if, remember last night we talked a lot about destiny and your fate, let me use the word patra, horoscope, however you watch it. She says, if it is my fate to bleed today, what can I do? I will become your prey and you will be the predator. You will be the one to inflict me. Come, come. Markandeya says, the person who is talking here, he says, little did this demon know. Dhumralochan does not know who he's playing with. Behind the demeanor of a loving smile, behind the face of a motherly glow, there is a deadly force sitting as a serpent ready to snatch his life. And this fool thinks that she is to be played with. And what did he do? He instructs all the soldiers with him, raise your weapons. And if she attacks me, destroy her. And he runs forward with the sword alone in his hand, no chariot, none of that. This is just a girl. This is just a woman. How will she harm me? Kinchita ye pate atam nakita koshani ke saritam tat par palana shariryasi kritava pramat Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharana.
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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharana.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Mother looked at him, and when he came close, from her third eye she emits a fire, and she burns him right where he was, the ash. All the army, all the men started to, look at each other. They want to know, what is this? Who is this? And they get their first reaction is, go and kill she. Attack. And mother appears now sitting on the back of that lion. There's a discourse, that lion and her have a lot of stories. It's just sometimes you don't get to do it. That lion was a great soul. Shiv Baba brought that lion. Sometimes we see tiger, we see lion. This is the one with the lion. If you see the lion, Shiva gave her that lion. And he tells the lion, whenever she needs you, don't ever let that foot touch the ground. Always transport her. You become the true sevak, the true servant. Transport, hold her weight on your back, and never let your back, God bless you, that you never get tired of this lady and her immense weight. You look after her, and if at any time she's in danger, you are to be called upon to protect her. In this moment, verse 17, chapter 6 of the Chandipat, the lion saw all the multitudes of soldiers coming. And without mother saying attack, without anybody saying anything, the lion started to rip and bite. Blood is now spilling in this kingdom of Shumb. People are scampering to see this lion only attack bad. No, it is not a wild animal, but it is only those people that oppose mother are being harmed. Marakande says like this, in life, depending on your karma, mother will bite the person. Pain will come. There is nowhere it says this life will be perfect. This section is a reminder to you and I that depending, and remember what I'm saying, depending on the choices, which side of the war, good side, bad side, simple for children, depending on where you stand, mother will bite. She could reward or she could punish. It depends on you. Last time we talked about how I control my destiny. People like to say it written, Baba. It already, if we're going to do my horoscope, my karma, however you want to call it, my destiny was I was supposed to be poor, sick, trouble with children. Hindu believe that mother says last night, I am in charge of that fate, but I am regulating it so much. If you do the prayer, the arti, the puja, the fasting, we could change that fate. We made the point. Last night this course is significant because there are some people that says, well, things bad, things hard, whatever. If everything for everybody here tonight was written, why we just bother to do prayers? We're praying for, I know, I don't know how you just pray, I know if I have so much of health, if I have so much of money, if I have so much of happiness in my marriage, whatever it is, I go and I say, dear God, this morning I come by the prayer room and I want to tell you thank you for what I have. You gave it to me. You gave me $5 in my pocket, thanks. You gave me a B in the exam, thanks. But I would like to change it. I want $50. I would like to get an A in my exam. I would like to have more anniversaries. Don't let him die. Every day people get sick, but what you do, dear God, I'm offering a flower that has a sweet aroma in it. I'm offering sweet rice, sweet things. Karma say, how you give is so you get. Bless me with sweet times. I don't like what is going on right now. So I am taking control of my destiny. And when I don't like something, I pray on it. The Hindu goes to pray. And that praying is a broad word. I might do puja, I could do jap, I could do charity, I could do seva. I will help people. Somebody hungry, their house burned down, I might give them 2 cans of food. Whichever way, that constitute prayer. You're making your roti in the morning and you're listening to your little bhajan or whatsoever from YouTube playing. You're nowhere in Shalwar and so on. But that is prayer too. Listening to prayer constitute prayer. When you are doing it and she starts to see how you are doing good, your karma or your fate does change. And each person could speak to that. In this case now, this fella chose a life where he's on the opposite side. He's on the bad side. And they enjoy. You know how many people say, Babs, it is look as if unrighteous people flourishing. They're doing well, and good people trying to make good, easy life, righteous life. We just had the most trouble. That is the truth. But don't feel at some point, karma, don't catch up to people. Don't feel all your hard work and all your labor is going unseen. But sometimes the best student have to face an exam. In order to get the award, it is not given like what in these stories, as somebody say, give me power, take the power. And as you get it, you get trouble with it. Thank you, babe. You get trouble, you make a monster. So what God does in her wisdom, she tests the person. This fella failed the test. The lion went on destroying all his workers, all the emissaries, all the people in the little army. And quickly one of them ran back to the capital to tell, how you call him, Shum, that, listen, something just happened. I cannot explain what I saw. From her body a fire appeared, and all I saw from a living charging Durmalochan to ashes on the ground. It happened so quick, swift. I don't know what you call this, but there's a monster in your city and she's waiting for you. She is calling your name. There are ladies with her that they'll each look different. Could you please come and attend to this person? And now the king sitting on his throne, very upset, not studying marriage, and now he says, Chanda, Munda. Now imagine we had, let me say the word for children to understand, in the police service we hear about sergeant. This is beyond sergeant, beyond lieutenant. This is the general in charge of different branches of the army. You two get down there and see what is happening. I want you, don't kill her, but beat her for destroying my worker. He is like me. Do not allow her to escape. Let's hear what happens when they go on the scene, what they are met with. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. Come on everybody, let's sing together. Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Tatbhupa Chakaru Ambika Tanarina Pratikopin Chakti
रास्य वचन महिषासुर मर्द ये मर्दनी भूतट परा या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कोटि कोटि लटस्ये लटः पालका द्रुतं हे काली 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 वदन विनाशन्ति क्रांति पश्यन्ति हे काली या देवी सर्वभूतेषु नमस्तस्यै 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 मो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु When Ambika saw them, they started to squeal that it is time to rape them. This is what Chanda and Munda was saying. After we conquer you, we will rape you. All of us, all the soldiers will come together and pillage your body. And when Mother heard it, Mother became very angry. That if I am your mother, and this is how you are looking at me, you're going to get yourself in trouble. And you could imagine any person here. When you get into that mode, the first thing, your facial expression starts to change. From the smiling form she was all the time, when she burnt Durmalochan, when she came to do everything with Shum, she was still smiling. But these two brothers are coming and her forehead starts to get crinkled. She becomes upset, and from the middle region, in today's discourse, in this form, Kali Mata forms from here. Like someone spit fire, and it flew from here in that Chandika forehead to in front of her. And this is the form that everybody is freed. This is not to be confused with the Kali where she has her foot on Shiva. That is a different discourse. This is not the Kali where she has 10 heads. That is a different discourse. Those two involve Sita Mata. That is a different total text, everything. Sri Ram gets some blows and she gets vexed. And then when she formed, she didn't like it. And Lord Shiva had to come again as the worker to please Shri. This is the form we have in the Murti here. You see where she's standing by herself and the head hanging here. Well, she had the head yet. I'll tell you about that head. But when Chandika made this Kali, she says, you have the Munda Mala. You have skulls, and you are collecting all those sinful children of mine. Come and squeal. This is not the nice Kali form. This is not the easy one. This is the one everybody freed. This is the one that comes and starts to squeal. When Mother was talking to her, this is the one that starts to shake. When in Bhagavad and Shivran, there's a katha where Lord Shiva had to fight who was the husband of Tulsi Mata. Kali Mata is in that fight. But Kali Mata went and helped Bhairo Baba. She went and she was nourishing. She was calm, cool. Fight, yes, but loving to the good side. But this one, nobody couldn't go around her. When Chandika starts to get upset, and the tears are welling in her eyes, and she says, O goddess of death, you who collect human skulls, chapter 7, verse 7, chapter 7, you who collect human skulls as ornament, you who are covered with the skin of the leopard, there is flesh, There is bodies coming for you to destroy and emasculate, eat them, beat them, destroy them, and let their souls come to me. Ati vistada vandana jwala nabi he kali nibha ugra nati pura mukhaye yati kali tatrayatam ya devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samstita Namastasye, 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 namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samsita. When she turns around and the tongue comes out of the mouth, the eyes sink in her face. As she's getting ready to destroy them, she starts to squeal so much that imagine these men were confident. They saw one lady and they thought, oh, we're going to destroy her. But now, have you ever seen somebody stand up to a dog? Dog playing bad, but from the time you stand up to the dog does not want to move forward. Threaten. You know, monkey doesn't know which branch to swing on. In the same way, the men hesitate and they pull back. Save grave patitatam gatavanti mahasuryati tatra suryarani mahakshatya tadvalam vishwayeyati ya devi sarvabhuteshu Namastasye, namastasye,
namastasye, namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samstita.
When they saw the tongue and they saw the horrible features, imagine yourself seeing somebody went skull around the neck, you're going to stop too. Now they start to talk sweet. This is significant. This is no longer a fight. This is sweet talk. Who are you, dear lady? We don't have a problem with you, we came for her. Chandika Devi, please move aside, dear goddess. We don't want to harm you. We don't want to fight you. We don't want to end up tussling with you. Move, lady. We have no issue with you. And this form of Kali is not the other discourses where she speaks. There is no talking here. You know it have a saying, when you come to shoot, shoot. This is the form where, and people get it mixed up. Sometimes we are like these soldiers. We do wrong. You want to go and touch this particular goddess, but you have the secret bad, the lies, the cheats, the wrongdoing, the hidden bad. That you are, in this case, a soldier, but you represent unrighteousness. And you are going in front of this lady. And you are asking for favor as if because you ask for it, you'll get it. Sometimes what you ask, you just get more than what you anticipate. Let's hear what happened to them. Deva yudhatur gatiratam saratini sahaye nishtya vaktre tasave charana bhairavaye ati kalyate shakti rupena samsita Namastasye, namastasye,
namastasye, namo namah. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samstita.
Whilst watching them, the teeth become long. The canine teeth. If you ever seen a picture where mother looks like I use in English for children, like a vampire, where the teeth get a little long. We say the word vampire, but the truth is, when a lion open him out, when a kitten open them out, they have, as a carnivore, a longer teeth that is made to rip meat. So forget the vampire part with blood and think about something that came like a tiger to destroy flesh. She allowed the teeth to extend, and they were coming close and talking, and they thought the form was watching them and going to forgive them. And she snatches onto them, still no talking, and she starts to bite. It says she opened her mouth, verse 10, chapter 7. She opens her mouth broad and swallows them whole. Without any conversation, no type of diplomacy, Kali Mata is now present. And this form, sometime when you go home, watch a picture, if you have it, sometime you'll see hands and appendages like a skirt. This is not that one. This one, she has the leopard like how Lord Shiva looks, tied around the private areas. And she is bathing in blood. She is ripping them. The horses, the chariot, she ripped everything apart. And even here, Beru is coming. Even here, Shiva is coming, because she is making sure to rip the hair off the head. You came to touch the goddess here, let me play with it. And if you ever go to a temple and see people offer to mother here, you see it sometime in the whisk, whether it is be fanning, maybe on TV you see it. Real human hair, animal hair, horse hair, etc., different place, different tradition. But they offered the hair because of this fight. She wanted their scalp, but it is not that she wanted the hair, but because they made the promise that they were going to drag Chandika Devi by the hair, she went, how you do it, so you go get. So she went for their hair. And this is how sometimes Kali Mata is associated with matted Madrasi thick hair, because she started to pull. And when this grabbing, she held on to their throat and pulled and ripped all their organs started to smear the ground. Teda muktini sastrani mahasastrani tata surye mukhna jagara rusha das par ye na kali yati tam yati. Come on everybody. Namastasye namo namah ya devi sarvabhuteshu balinam tadbalam sarva suranam dyu atmanam yatam mamadha bhaksham yena swaya paryeta yenani hantyate ya devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samskrita namastasye 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 namo namah ya devi sarvabhuteshu shakti rupena samskrita. When she got hold of Chanda, she ate his head clean off. Munda becomes scared, and from a distance he shoots an arrow, but nothing. Her body was totally impervious. The arrow hitting and bouncing off. And she's calling him, come offer yourself. Come offer yourself on my altar. I am your mother. I made you and I am here to take you. Your time on this earth is done. You want to call me? I am here now. People like to rush to this form and they are ready to prepare themselves. She just take everybody. She don't turn away nobody. One of the features of Kali worship, you could be transgender, you could be bisexual, you could be what you want. You could wake up tomorrow morning and say, use a dog, no problem, she'll take you. What you will get in return, depending on not those things, but think about the honesty factor, the genuine factor. Think about some people going to that murti there and saying, mother, I have a sister and she too happy, kill that. It have people who just do prayers, dress the part, pull up the flag, share the parasad, but that is the content of their heart and prayer. Mother listening. It have some people saying tonight, for example, I have a sister, she's in Florida, she's in trouble. Dear mother, stretch your hand and just guide that hurricane away. It have people who just pray like that. And mother is listening. She accepts all. So you find in your Kali Mandir, in your Kovils, in whichever North or South India alike, people gravitate to the mother. Because whilst there are rules for Shiva, whilst there are rules for Vishnu, and different things, levels of fasting, lifestyle. For example, if a person wants to follow Lord Shiva, one branch of Shiv is the Agoris. The Agori people like to go and take chandan from the funeral ground and put it on the forehead. Me and you mightn't want to do that. When they call him Bholenath, Bholenath means he lives, he's the master of the cemetery. And he goes there and you offer it to God. Think what I'm saying, and you offer the body to God. Thy parasad. So they go and touch the parasad, and when they call him Bhasmanath, he takes the ashes, Bhasma means the ashes, and he rubs it on his body. So Shiv looks white in Samadhi pit here. If you cannot follow that lifestyle in the agoric side, then you cannot be Shiv Baba. Then you cannot do certain things. If you want to be married and don't want to be single, etc., then you cannot do that type of worship. However, in Devi worship, she takes you. The mother might carry you for a little ride where she's milking the person. And if you watch it carefully, you start one way, but you grow up with your mother. Kali Mata is waiting for them. Come, all of you, come. She's roaring with laughter and she's watching Chandi in case Chandika pulls her back. She's waiting for further instructions. Chanda, Munda now destroyed. All their mighty animals, all their soldiers have been slain. And the word goes back again. The message is sent. Dear King, Shumb, more destruction, more trouble is happening in your city. Please go yourself. Please go and see what is happening. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Devi Sarva Bhuteshu
Shakti Rupena Samsita
Chamunda Ye Munda Ye Tam Grihitvam Ye Tataphagyate Chamundeti Padatalo Yena Devi Bhushatam Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namastasye 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 Namo Maya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Aruna Karuna Taraye Taksha Drisha Paraye Na Kushabanda Pashyaye Na Anima Bhairavaye Mayu Ke Hariyate Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita. Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. When Kali Mata, blood running from her face onto the breast, the belly coat in blood because of all that she had just done. All the Devis that were standing there sang her praise. Sometimes when we go to prayer, we just hear names of the goddess, constant names. Listen to one more. You hear she has a name called Chamunda. The other night, I spoke about Chamundi Hill in Mysore, India. It's still there now. When the war was finished, she goes and she rests on this hill. And so we wrote the song, Sunamedi Devi. Parvat on the hill, you are resting, you are catching your breath, but listen to me pray. That is what that passage is saying. When she came back and her hand, if you ever see a murti where her hands are like this, the sword holding, but just with the thumb, and her hand, her body is dripping with blood. She presented herself to Chandika Devi and she says, Ma, I've done your bidding. I have done all that you wanted me to do. What you want now, Ma, tell me. Tell me. And her body is trembling as if the electrical energy is overpowering her and she was ready to feast on these unrighteous souls. She says, Ma, how is it that you could give life? Give them, we talk about the person who don't have hair. Imagine somebody give you hair on your head. Nails, foot, hands, eyes, ears, tongue. All that you give them. And mother, this is what they will do with it. Ma, let me loose and let me destroy all of them. Any person that misuses the gifts that you give them, I will punish them, not you. Hold, mother, hold. But let me go as a virus. Let me cause death to worthless people like that. Chandika says, she lifts her hand and she says, because you destroyed Chanda, Munda, the other brother, you will be called Chamunda or Chamundi, depending on where you're reading, depending on the part. From today, this is your name. This will be who you are. Plenty people does not recognize that goddess. This is when, imagine when you win the fight and the person brings something for you. All the goddess brought flowers, mala, and they put it around she neck. When she got the name, she gave her a blessing. You know, when you're reading the Hanuman Chalisa, we say in a line, Ashta Siddhi Now Nidhi Ke Data, the 8 powers belong to you, O Hanuman. Kali Mata is rewarded here at the beginning of chapter 8 in the Chandipat. She says, Chandika says to Chamundi, I bless you with one of the 8 powers, the one that is called Anima. Anima means you will have the ability to become as small as the atom. And when you go into that small size, you will bring destruction, you will bring pain. You want to be my punishing form. Go and punish. It is here that Hindus believe that when a person has, let's say, for example, chicken pox, and the person takes the ghee or the butter and they rub the skin to Shanti the Devi. Don't cook certain things in the house. The Devi would react on your skin. When you have certain ailments, worship the Devi, because Kali Mata in different discourse says, I will come like a virus into your body and bring sickness where you cannot see. If a dog bites you, you're going to know where it comes from. But when you have to fight a battle with what you cannot see, how do you fight it? For this reason, in Bhavishya Puran, it says in Kali Yuga, viruses, bacteria, bacterial infection will rise up and it will steal the life of people, untold amount. Where you are in a battle, Let me just remember COVID, for example, but like right now, when it's Navrat and everybody just get the virus and be getting a little cold or something going around. That cold was not happening 25, 30, 35 years before. People used to never get sick the way we're getting sick now. The tablets, we're becoming immune to the antibiotics. The tablets seem as if it don't work. One of the features of Kali Yuga is this type of sickness, where there may not be a war that me and you might be involved in, but in the bacterial, biological sense, we are fighting every day to remain whole or healthy. Every day it seems as if you have to either take a vitamin or take something, otherwise you're in trouble. You're exposed. Something is wrong. It's just we have put a name to it. We were in India the other day, and in India now they're talking about this monkeypox business. Another virus on the agenda. People have all kind of theories. If it's man-made, natural, that's a different thing. But it's rampant, it's affecting your life. When you look at the proliferation of how fast these things spread, it is truly the true nature of our enemy, the common cold. Because it is affecting you so much, and we just take it for granted, pop a pill, but what is happening is your body is becoming weaker and weaker, immune-wise. Do you remember your grandfather and grandmother time? Never get sick, never had to go doctor, live long. We just take so much tablet, and we still not as healthy as those people. Those people worked hard. We don't do nothing in comparison to them. When you think about garden, water, in all the things, the conveniences that we have now, they didn't have microwave and air fryer, etc. And we who supposed, think about it, you make convenience and you're supposed to be happier and you're supposed to be healthier. We know if somebody checks the electrical waves coming out of the microwave, that is the leading cause of cancer. The air fryer has it too. We are consuming the poison that is causing sickness. And we are becoming, how many people in your family are sterile, cannot have children? How many people at a young age, 30, 40, cancer, lump in breast, all respect, all kind of womb problem. Our people 2, 3 generations ago had 20 children, 30 children, too much children. Truthfully, the ability, if you want to do it, is a different story. But the ability was there to have the children. People used to talk about contraception because as if children, all you gotta understand this, but it was so, people were so fertile, if boy and girl touched, so they get pregnant. Now, nobody do talk about contraception again because watch your political cycle in this election. Everybody talking about IVF now because they need help to have one baby. Our text talked about that. Your Hindu shows, when somebody says Kali Yuga and is the dark time, what do you understand by that word, Kali Yuga? Bad people? Or could it be bad things that reach you, hit you, whether in the example of sickness in different forms, illness in different forms, deformity, autism, ADHD. In different ways, you are getting licks with this thing, and it seems as if there's no way to win that. Kali Mata becomes the form that will cause punishment at the microscopic level. And for that reason, in her time, in Kali Yuga, you will see it is on the rise. So if somebody says the true face of God, don't study that murti alone. Don't only see her there. Ma, I've given this child this vitamin. Mother, please spare them. Mother, they get it cold. Mother, please, when you unchair your child, when you jar your child, when you pray for your child, this is what you're asking. Mother, you do good and you could punish. Spare my child.
for example, but it does have a conversation there. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Mother took the blessing and she accepted the name and the power of becoming in the microscopic, the small form, just as Hanuman shrank his body. Devi has that as well. They went running back and they told the king. And telling the king this, he calls on an old fighter named Rakta Bij. You have to go now. Old friend, the first night we spoke about where he comes from. Old friend, you have gained and amassed a great amount of power. Go now, see who this terrible female, go and see what trouble is this, and destroy, kill without any type of compassion, kill that form. Let's hear what happens. When he goes, imagine what he did. He's an older fella, and he has a lot of training, a lot of experience, so he wouldn't run in like a young fella. He sends, imagine a group of ladies in the middle, he sends from the four side forces to squeeze them and suffocate them in the middle. And when he did it, Chandika closed her eyes and she starts to think and manifest different forms that come from her body. Imagine Chiran, she was sitting like how I am, and like a shadow, one by one started to come out. The female version of Brahma, the female version of Shiva, the female version of Kartik, the female version of Vishnu, Indra, all of them started to appear. And they responded to the words of Chandika. Chandika is the main Devi. Go and today destroy all of them. They have angered me by coming on the four sides. They have no sense of limit or righteousness. Go. Let's hear what happens in this slok. As the different Devis appear, I'll read one or two of these verses for the blessing. Where Maheshwari, Brahmani, the different gods came in female form to help fight this horrible demon called Rakta Bij. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namastasye Namastasye Maheshwari Vray Sudhayatam Trishula Dharani Mahavalli Prapya Chandi Chandika Pat Par Yena Kau Mariye Yatam Ya Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita. Brahmani came and she had the kamandal like Brahma. She came on the swan, and when she started to throw water on them, because of the mantras inside of the water, unrighteous people couldn't remain there. They started to die and fall. When Maheshwari came, she took the snake from around her neck and she threw it on them. And that Nag started to bite. When people do Nag and Nagin, Nag is with Shiva, Nagin is with this Maheshwari, the female snake. She took the Trishul and she started to spin that Trishul, and as she's passing, she's cutting their throats and they are falling on the ground. The female form of Kartik, Kaumari is on the back of the peacock, and she is rushing them. For this reason,
still today, the peacock is considered to be one of the most dangerous birds to play with. They pick, they attack, they bite anybody. They do not tolerate touch. And it started because of this correlation with this goddess. When one by one, the goddess for the Yag, the goddess of Narasimhi, when all of them came and they started to skreel in the battlefield, all of them stood. Mahadev Baba has to come. He wants to see what the goddess is up to. And he descends upon the earth and he's standing in the city of Shum. But he stands to the back. All the mothers are doing their work independent of him. He is not meddling, but he wants to witness. He goes to Chandika and he says, Mother, your work is amazing, dear goddess. Thank you for allowing me to see and to witness. Mahadev Baba relishes in the moments where he could see Sri Ram do his work, where he could see Arjun when he's talking to Hanuman in Mahabharata, where he could witness all these things. Whenever you see in the movie, he's closed his eyes and he's in prayer, meditation, he is recalling these types of moments. When he is talking, she says, no time to talk. You have to work. You are not going to stand here and talk and distract me. It is time for you to go and deliver a message. In this form of Kali, on this night, if somebody says to you, what is the role of Lord Shiva? Lord Shiva becomes the worker for Kali Mata, for Durga Mata. He is not standing next to her like husband and wife. You see where he ended up on the Kali Mata foot in one discourse? Tonight she instructs him, go like a messenger. Go and find Shum Bani Shum and tell them that I have come here with all my energy, with all my Shakti, and I am giving them one last time. Verse 26. If you go now, leave this place. If you give up the crown, leave it on the throne and head back from whence you came, Patal, I will spare you, I will spare your children, I will spare your family. But if they do not heed your warning, O Shiva, tell them, prepare to meet me. You become my ambassador and go with your sweet tongue and your sweet words and try to get them, persuade them to save themselves. That even if now they try to atone for their sin, I will accept them. But if they don't, oh duty, oh Durga's worker, sevak, servant, you are my dude. Make sure and tell them destruction is coming. Mahadev Baba bowed and he walked off. Now bear in mind, all the goddess them fighting. Everybody in the full of the battle, and Lord Shiva walks on his side to go and deliver the message. Chandika is watching all that is happening. Let's hear what happens. Tata para katyani ye atam katyani para ye ati Pashara Shura Paramasana Devi Mahima Ye Saratanya Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu
Shakti Rupina Samsita
Namastasye 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu
Shakti Rupina Samsita.
When Mahadev Baba passed Katyayani Devi, the daughter of the sage Katyan, that is why they call her Katyayani. When he passed her, she started to laugh. She started to skreel. She starts to bawl, and that skreel woke up the other Devis now who were smiling and destroying them, but in a peaceful way. And they all started to gallop towards the rest of them. Now they're not waiting for anybody to come to them. They started to chase. And as Markandeya says, as they are going through, blood is painting the floor. When this started to happen, Rakta Bij jumped off his chariot, put down his weapons, took off all his armor, and he walked out to meet them. Because of his blessing and how he came into being the father from a previous birth of Mahisa, he had born with a burden that if his blood falls, a copy is going to be made, a clone will come. And now he puts himself in such a way, let her cut me. And more she cut, more copies will come. The army will grow and they will not know what to do. Iti mringdanga kudaye matya kali sura drishti parayam yena rakta vidrishriti parahar yena pala paraye yati ya devi sarvabhuteshu
Shakti Rupina Samstita
Namastasye, namastasye, namastasye.
Namo Namaya Devi Sarvabhuteshu
Deshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. And when he ran out to them, Vaishnavi took the spear and stabbed him, blood. As the blood touched the ground, copies started to come. Next, Devi cut his hand. Next one tried to cut his neck, and he did not fight. He just says, take. And more cut, more blood, more people. And they cut the copies, and the more they are cutting, more people is coming. And Chandika says, O Chamunda, O Kali, it is now time for you to take over him. It is time for you to deal with him. O one who could swallow this world, take him now, otherwise he will overpower us. I leave people to this extent to you. When a person becomes powerful, when a person thinks of themselves too powerful or too great, you will always be the one to break them. If the person cannot learn the lessons that I wish them to learn on their own accord, or ugra form, or scary form, or ugly form, you go and you teach them from a harsher perspective. Cause trouble, pain, difficulty in their life. And when you cause it, maybe then teaching, learning, change will happen. When things are good, 10 to 1. I remember, share a story with you. I remember one time I told a guy, long story short, you should do this prayer. Fella says, well, what I praying for, I have everything. I have money, I have this, I have nothing. I don't need to pray. Because the only time you just pray is when you want something. Understand, he thinking. I don't need to pray. It have plenty people that would not say it, but they live that. Things going good. I don't need to pray. Until death, loss, trouble starts to come. And then the same person, let me call my pundit, let me start to run down the God now. As if after the trouble start, we could stop it. This is where the trouble, this is why, one example of why bad things happen to good people. She says, I accept this job today and onwards. Let's do the last two verses before we conclude tonight. Everybody bear with me. Sorry for going over time. What bhajan already sing for Devi? O suno meri Devi parvat vasini tera paran paya tera paran paya
Ayab suno mori Devi parvat vasini tera paran paya tera paran paya
पंचवेदा चक्रागर पर ये नालोक ये आती पर काली काली ये देहा वर ये संकृत ये आता सुनो मेरी देवी
पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया.
Every time they caught Rakta Beach, Kali Mata went, and as you know, her tongue in a different text is described. If anybody ever fed a cow's tongue is very rough. A tiger's tongue is so rough that it is made that when it licks, it pulls flesh. It has little, for children, spikes, that when it is pulling, it rips. Our idea of a tongue is that it is very smooth. But the animals that we are referring to with Kali Mata is made for flesh. It is there to rip. And when the tongue started to wrap around, the tongue stretched to take wherever the blood was dropping, she caught it. सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया जगन रक्त बीच तम तम मुंदी ये पीता सुनितम ये पाटा मही प्रेष्ठ शस्त्र संगातम माता ये ना ये यही ओ सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी
तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया.
नीरक्ष महिपाला रक्त बीज ये याति महासूर्य तस्य हरिषद तलवत ये निपा तेषम मात्र ये यहाँ
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया.
Mother didn't cut him. Sometimes people get it very confused. People are confused when it comes to this form. Where the blood offering come from? Because of the latter part of chapter 8 of Saptashati, where she's dancing around Rakta Beach. They had already cut him and the blood was flowing. And what she did was, she was taking all the blood. Your body only could have so much. Lewis just said this is the total amount of blood in your body. The goddess Kali started to take. As it is coming out of your body, she kept it. It cannot fall on the ground, but you cannot get it back. And anybody who go and do a little blood transfusion know you start to get sleepy, you start to get weak, your body start to drain, you're losing the life, and you don't realize what is happening. Kali Mata started to spin. If you ever go and see somebody dancing and spinning, where that come from? Because in all the pictures, she stand up on top. Shiva, for example, she in a different mode. If somebody have 100 hand wrapped around the waist, you can't really go and dance as you would like. You're weighed down with the weight of all these things. In this form, she started to spin. Why she's spinning? To get the tongue to catch the different cut he had all over his body, to catch the blood, to lick the blood truthfully, lick the blood, to hold it. Because as she's spinning, she's throwing a blade to distract him, and he is blocking the lash. But he's not realizing that she's catching the blood. The other Devis destroyed the copies of himself. They did not have the Ashirvad to regenerate and regenerate and regenerate. Only the origin person had that. For this reason, when people listen to this part, they say that Kali Mata drank this blood, and for that reason, Mother wants blood, and that is not the case. There are many examples of battles happening in human discourse, in our Hindu discourse, but we don't say because Lord Shiva was fighting or Lord Shiva was taking the bhasma from the cemetery ground. He wants a dead body. Let me go and get a dead man and offer it in puja now. He's touching that. It does say that God accepts everything, Gita, everything. So there are people that prescribe to these offerings till today. If you go to Jaipur, where the Maharaja and the Maharani live in the palaces that people go on tours to see, they offer animals every day in those places. It is done. But those people followed that. Just like how it have people who, Lord Shiva people, it have a part that explains how this lingam come. So in those forms, they don't value the male genital organ, and they mutilate their own private parts. And people see that. Is it that all people that worship Lord Shiva do that? Is it that Lord Shiva want me to do that? No. Those people believe that is done for the upliftment of their soul, because you are milking the sin out of your body. Have you ever seen somebody do fire pass? Walk in the fire. I'm a believer of the Devi, so the Devi want that. Devi never says she want that. You are doing that as an expression of your devotion, that my devotion is clean. I reached that point that I would be protected by my God and my prayer, that I could walk on fire too. It have movies where you see people in India at a time used to lie down on a bed of nails, or they put a sword in the throat, different acts. In Gita, it says you don't have to harm yourself to get the blessing of God. There are better ways. And when sometimes people do certain type of prayer, as they grow into understanding what is an easier way, what is a better way for me to do. And that is what you call a spiritual journey. You are on the road. Mother is teaching you what you do now and what you could do as you get older, as you get wiser. So this is why we don't only invite young people to yag, but everybody could come. If you, however, lock off your brain and say, I know how to do prayers one way and there's nothing else I could learn, then you are cheating and robbing yourself from moments like this. Suno meri Devi Parvat Vasi,
Tera par na paya, tera par na paya.
Desham Mritya Jato Nit Paryadho Ye Kali Ye Chandi Patya He Markande Puranyatam Sarvani Manvantar Yena.
Suno meri Devi Parvat Vasini, tera par na paya, tera par na paya.
Tera Parana Paya, Tera Parana Paya. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Mother did all she had to do, and see it tonight. She danced around and she collected that blood. And she held it as a means to destroy this person. Why? Because he was very wise. And he prayed properly. He was protected by prayer. He was a very smart person, and Mother has to take a tactful form to catch this blood. Otherwise, he would have just gone on. For this reason, as you listening here tonight, as we conclude, please understand a little more about your goddess. As you learn in your navratri, understand the katha and remember what you learn. You may not remember everything, and that's fine. But as you hear it, as Pandit said, when it's Navratam and we chant the Chandi part, this is Chandi part. This is there. This is what we chant every time. When you're putting down your different coconut, when we're doing the Kanya Kumari, that's tomorrow, and you are doing the prayer, understand what you are doing. This is why, Mother, after you are complete in fighting the war, after I realize all you did for me, you are my protector, we invite these girls to come and we worship them in our ways to say thank you. Why the girls? Because of the innocence, because of their youth, Everybody comes and worships them. Saint Devi Bhagavad tell you how they have to be a certain age, they represent certain forms, and you get certain blessings. If I go by the 3-year-old and I am praying for happiness in marriage, by washing that girl's feet, by feeding that child, you will get that. The 4-year-old, the 5-year-old up the road will give you a different blessing. It is done for a particular reason. This is why we are doing it. As a group, I invite everybody. When you're coming, bring how much? 9 girls and 1 make 10. They will offer something to Shiv Baba. So we invite everybody to come and take part. If it's to pour a little ticker, if things financially tight and you can't bring gifts and all of that, and you just come to do a little arti or feed them a fruit in the mouth, take the opportunity to do it. In our discourse tonight, where we talked about Kali Mata and how she came to being, she is the 7th lady, the 7th girl in the lineup. Understand, when you learn like this one, where you hear about this form and the history, and then you get to do the little girl's puja, understand you are talking to the goddess to say thank you, Ma. And then you're getting ready to close off your yag. Yag finished. Tomorrow night is Durga Ashtami, and then the last night we'll close off. So we're finishing now for now. If anybody has any question, I said it before, please write it down and send it for me so that we could discuss it, if at least on the last night. You see that question, somebody give me a very well written, no joke, pages question concerning that same thing that Pandit was talking about, the colors for the Navrat. Because in this part up here, it seems as if we are confused. And I saying it, maybe the Baba not saying the correct thing. But we need to make sure, just as how we know the correct way to dress for prayers, we need to know the correct way to make the prasad, and we need to know the correct thing to dress, put on, offer, you name it. It have a right and it have a wrong. So I agree with asking questions respectfully and everything in mind, but it have to have a point. When you have your question, get that answered. Otherwise, you come jag and you're going home with your question, and you never learn nothing. So rather than you stand and you ask, and somebody might ask, you know how people is, die where you go ask the Baba. I just tell everybody, write it down so it remain, just between me and you, but get the answer nonetheless. Nobody I know, for example, who give me this question. And nobody I need to know. The information or the answer is what important. So in we group, we work in together for your benefit. Tonight, as we conclude, I want to thank everybody who made tonight possible. Whoever took care of food and prasad, Mother bless you for doing that on the Saptami night. For all those people that clean and maintain the temple, it takes a lot to go through and fix and clean up after everybody. But it is a service of love, but I'm just saying God bless each and every person for all that they do. Please encourage your children and your loved ones to get involved. Little things, share the chandan, share the perfume, encourage them to become part of it so that they grow in learning that, you know what, yes, life is about making money, getting a job, school, but then there comes a point where I have to do seva and good and godly things. Make time for it. If you don't teach those things now, they will not grow up knowing, okay, let's go to temple. Let's go and give charity. Let's go and cook some prasad. That will not come. It comes from what happens at home. And if you make it a priority in your home, it will become a priority in their life. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Tomorrow night we continue with the Ashtami Kathan, that chapter. I look forward to meeting with all you tomorrow night as well. Let's all stand as we do a short arati. If anybody would like the arati after listening to this course, we have Kali Mata there now. If you would like to get involved, if it's just put up flowers, my advice is do what you can. Always sing Nabil. You sing arati. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam Grahinayojitam mayam Devam Grihana Devesham Trilokyatimidaapaham. Everybody, let's sing together.
सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया
सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया पान सुपानी ध्वजा नारियर
पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल पान सुपारी ध्वजा नारियल
पान सुपानी ध्वजा नारियर
ले तेरी भेंट चढ़ाया ले तेरी भेंट चढ़ाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया ब्रह्म वेद परे तेरे द्वारे
ब्रह्म वेद परे तेरे द्वारे
ब्रह्म वेद परे तेरे द्वारे निज शरण बसाया निज शरण बसाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया
I गिरि नंदिनी नंदित मेदिनी विश्वविनोदिनी नंदनते गिरिवर वृंद शिरोदिनी वासिनी विष्णु विलासिनी जिष्णुते भगवती श्रुति कंठक तुम्बिनी भूरिक भूरिकृते जय जय महिषासुरमर्दिनी रम्यकपर्दिनी शैलसुते जय जय महिषासुरमर्दिनी रम्यकपर्दिनी शैलसुते जय जय महिषासुरमर्दिनी रम्यकपर्दिनी शैलसुते ऊंचे पर्वत धन्य दिवाले
ऊंचे पर्वत हीन आरती
ऊंचे पर्वत धन्य दिवाले
ऊंचे पर्वत दीन नाली
नीचे शरण बसाया नीचे शरण बसाया
सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती
धूप दीप ते नेय आरती
धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती
धूप दीप ते नेय आरती
मोहन भोग लगाया मोहन भोग लगाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया दुर्गे 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 जय जय मां
दुर्गे 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 जय जय
दुर्गे
कपालिनी माँ
काली 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 कपालिनी माँ
जय 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 दुर्गे माँ
जय दुर्गे जय जय माँ
दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ
दुर्गे 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 जय जय माँ मुनि मुनि रे अम्मा देवी अम्मा रे अम्मा काली अम्मा जनम मारे अम्मा रे अम्मा देवी अम्मा मुनि मुनि रे अम्मा मुनि 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 रे अम्मा देवी अम्मा रे अम्मा मारे अम्मा जनम काली अम्मा रे अम्मा देवी अम्मा रे जयंती काली मंगला काली जयंती काली मंगला काली भद्र काली गे अम्मा देवी अम्मा ये नम मारी अम्मा दे अम्मा देवी अम्मा ये नम काली अम्मा दे अम्मा देवी अम्मा ये
सुन मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी सुन मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया
तेरा पार न पाया तेरा पार न पाया
तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया
तेरा पार न पाया तेरा
तेरा पालन
As our tune continues, let's pray together. Tvameva Mata,
पिता त्वमेव
Tvameva Bandhuscha,
सखा त्वमेव
Tvameva Vidya,
रविनं त्वमेव
Tvameva Sarvam,
मम देव देव
Tvameva Sarvam.
मम देव देव
Together, everybody. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. प्रेम से बोलो महापति महादेव की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री आदि शक्ति माता की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय जय सीताराम। सीताराम everybody. Please have your seat.